with the Diddy case update that we've all been anticipating. Jay Z has officially been named publicly in one of the ongoing Diddy lawsuits. His identity was being protected as the 13-year-old alleged victim's legal team was offering the chance of mediation and settling in private. Some of the other celebrities that were approached with this offer already settled, but not Jay Z. Apparently he and his team thought it was a better idea to publicly clap back in a seething statement. Busby, of course, was quick to reply. This lawsuit was originally filed back in October. She was the 13-year-old who claimed she found her way to a Diddy after-party by speaking to limo drivers outside an awards show one evening, trying to meet celebrities.
It was being reported by TMZ and now of Fox News. We are learning that Jay Z is accused of being a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit, and the new allegations are just coming out this evening.
And a new twist in a high-profile lawsuit accuses rapper Jay Z of being a 13-year-old girl in 2000 alongside Sean Diddy Combs. The lawsuit, originally filed in October, was refiled today to include Jay Z as a defendant.
An amended complaint accusing Jay Z of being a 13-year-old girl in 2000 along with Sean Diddy Combs. This is a new civil filing, and we see the anonymous accuser here alleging the assault occurred after she was driven to an MTV Music Video Awards after party.
Diddy's driver believed she fit what Diddy was looking for, and he offered to pick her up there later after he brought Jay Z and Diddy back first. She had to sign an NDA when she arrived. There were many celebrities in attendance. Some were partaking in various substances.
The lawsuit, which was initially filed back in October, was refiled tonight in New York by an anonymous accuser claiming Jay Z, whose full name is Sean Carter, her while Combs and Celebrity B watched. So that other celebrity was not named.
Well, what is standing out to me is she was very specific about several things. She describes the house, she describes the driveway, she describes the exact assault, what happened. She talks about various stages of things that occurred. And I think that this is good because this way it can either be corroborated or not corroborated. So she's painted herself in a corner.
The anonymous accuser claims the assault occurred at an MTV Video Music Awards after party. Jay Z has denied the allegations in a statement on Roc Nation's Instagram, calling the accusations heinous and urging a criminal complaint be filed instead of a civil one. He also criticized the attorney behind the lawsuit, Tony Busby, accusing him of exploiting the case for personal gain.
She allegedly was given a drink, which on its own is very illegal due to her age, but she very quickly began to feel woozy and went to find somewhere to lie down and collect herself. Shortly after, Diddy and Jay Z entered the room, and Diddy exclaimed, "You're ready to party." Jay Z allegedly held her down and forced himself on her, while Diddy and an unnamed female celebrity watched. Diddy then forced her to her knees to perform an act on him.
Combs and Carter allegedly, quote, took turns assaulting the minor, according to the lawsuit. Many others were present at the after party, but did nothing to stop the assault, it alleges.
You know, we're seeing the same attorney for many of these complainants. And I think we're going to see more and more people added. I think there's a lot that they were looking to prove, and maybe they didn't quite have what they thought they needed to file against Jay Z initially.
Some had already speculated the woman in that suit must have been J-Lo, since that's who Diddy was seeing at the time. But I believe it was determined that this was the party J-Lo and Diddy had a big blowout at. So it makes me wonder if it was Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyonce in that room? Because who else would it be? I guess it could have been Naomi Campbell, or any one of the other female artists that Diddy and or Jay-Z managed at the time. But one would assume that these were all people who were intimately close. And that does narrow it down a bit.
The 13-year-old girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall by a friend as she wanted to attend the MTV Video Music Awards back in 2000, according to the lawsuit. In an attempt to gain entry to the venue, she began approaching limousine drivers waiting outside the celebrity-filled event. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for Diddy, the lawsuit read. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and said that, quote, she fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party. The 13-year-old, quote, recognized many celebrities upon arrival at the party and was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. However, she was not given a copy. Now Jay Z being accused in this now 24 years ago.
Or maybe it was Aaliyah, and seeing the same alleged crimes she had suffered in her youth being perpetrated right before her eyes made something click in her. And perhaps this is what led to her untimely death mid-2001. She didn't even want to get on that plane. She had her own flight arranged. She was brought onto that plane unconscious.
She knows. She knows. And I know she knows.
Is it so far-fetched to believe that birds of a feather flock together? Diddy and Jay Z's old pal, R. Kelly, is still serving time for very similar crimes, and has most recently been accused by his own daughter. R. Kelly's first album in 2002 was in collaboration with Jay Z, which was also the same year that he was prosecuted for child SA crimes. This song and music video was released around the time that R. Kelly was acquitted in 2008. Due to new interest in the case in 2019, with the Surviving R. Kelly documentary and other independent media covering the details of the case, further investigation led to multiple indictments, his arrest, and subsequent conviction. He's currently serving his 31-year sentence. Foxy Brown had once alleged that Jay Z took her virginity at age 15. She claimed he was taking her on shopping and salon trips, parading her around and pampering her while she was still in high school. Although she later retracted her claims, her career came to a screeching halt.
So what I realized is most people are hypocritical. They stuck on words. That's why they ignore most people's actions like celebrities. That's why they ignore R. Kelly actions for so long when he was child. And that's why they ignored Jay Z's action when Foxy Brown came out and said he was putting that horse dick in her in the Source magazine. Remember that interview? You might be too young. Foxy Brown came out and said Jay Z was fucking her when she was 16. So if we just go, come on now. So that's why action don't speak louder than words to black people.
Beyonce was around 16 when she came into the picture as well. This clip is from a 2007 interview. Beyonce was 26 at the time.
Might you leave Def Jam?
Yeah, my contract is up at the end of the year.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, as everyone knows, right? I signed for 3 years and my contract is up. But I have a great relationship with LA, and I have a great relationship with the artists at the label for the most part. And, you know, like I said, if everyone's there and we're all focused on chasing history, then I know there's a deal to be made. Other than that, I don't want to do it just to do it. I don't want a title just to sit back and have a title. You know, I want to discover what's next, and you know, this new business that we're in. What's the model? I want to push for that. You know, I don't want to just make a bunch of music and throw it into the old machine, expecting it to work the same way it did 10 years ago, because that's not smart.
As they say, new waters is constantly flowing into the river.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
They mention Sony when they talk about where you might go.
I mean, that's obvious because Beyonce has a deal there, right. And I know her. So, but you know,
how long have you known her?
Wow, a long time.
How long? 10 years?
How long? However long she's been recording. That's when I met her.
Well, don't you remember how long it was?
Yeah, when I met her. I mean,
was it 5 years ago? Was it?
I met her 10 years ago. But
well, did you say to yourself at that time, "Wow"?
I said, yeah, that's a fantastic talent.
Was that what you said?
Yeah, because
you saw talent before you saw anything else.
Yeah, because she was singing like a rapper. It was her first song with Wyclef, and she was singing really fast, and I was like, why is she singing so fast, and how is she? And then she was on key and everything. I was like, oh, there's a talented person, right?
Yeah. Back to Sony. You said people speculate about Sony because she's there.
Right. But there's been no conversation. I've had no conversation with anyone from Sony. And Rick Rubin, who, a friend of mine, as well as,
Rick
we collaborated on 99 Problems.
He's as good as it gets.
Music guy.
He's as good as it gets.
Fantastic.
Aaliyah was even younger. She was alleged to have been involved with R. Kelly as early as the age of 12. and had a mock wedding when she was 15.
This witness vividly remembered the day R. Kelly introduced her to Aaliyah. It was Aaliyah's 12th birthday, and R. Kelly was convinced that Aaliyah would be a star. The witness learned more about R. Kelly and Aaliyah's relationship after walking in on them in the back of a tour bus. A former backup dancer testified she was on tour with R. Kelly in the early 90s, and Aaliyah traveled with them. The dancer said on the back of a tour bus she saw, quote, Robert and Aaliyah in a sexual situation, saying Kelly appeared to be performing oral sex on Aaliyah. At the time, Aaliyah would have been around 13 years old. The jury already heard testimony about R. Kelly's secret and illegal marriage to Aaliyah in 1994. While the marriage certificate says Aaliyah was 18 years old, Aaliyah was really 15. The backup dancer, who testified using the name Angela, said she also had a sexual relationship with Kelly, starting when she was 14 or 15 years old.
Nothing wrong. I don't see nothing wrong.
It's good to know that there's a lot of people out there that don't see nothing wrong with it either.
R. Kelly set a chart record this year, scoring the longest-running #1 song on the R&B charts, Bump and Grind. Kelly also found time to write and produce top 10 hits for his teenage bride Aaliyah and girl group Changing Face.
Well, man, hip-hop star R. Kelly did indeed marry his protege, the 15-year-old singer Aaliyah Houghton. Kelly stated his age as 27, 2 years older than he previously claimed to be, and Aaliyah produced 2 pieces of ID that appeared to show her to be 18. But Aaliyah's publicists continue to insist that she's 15. The Budweiser company dropped her from its Superfest tour because it felt she was too young to be on the road, and most convincingly, the Detroit High School of the Performing Arts acknowledged that Aaliyah is in fact a 10th grade student there. Whether or not she's in legal trouble for passing off fake ID remains to be seen. We will keep you posted.
Kelly produced you, and you got out there, and I mean, he's produced a couple of projects this year, but yours was the most successful outside of his own that he's done. And of course, you know, there was some controversy going on, so I'm going to cut to the chase and we're going to get it off. I know everybody asks it. What is the situation? Because we don't know.
Okay, we'll let you know. To let you know. No. But no, really, I want to let everybody know that it's not true. I'm Aaliyah, not Aaliyah Kelly.
Yeah. Hey, hang out the big carpet. Hang out the big carpet.
How you doing?
What's up, girl? You yeah. You know, America has been waiting for y'all to come back to us. How's everything going?
Everything's going pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, let's clear something up, because you know I've been getting a rundown on the street. Everybody seems to think that y'all are either girlfriend or boyfriend or cousins or let's just get the record straight.
I better go get me a white Jeep.
Well, no, we're not related at all. No, we're not. We're just very close. This is my best friend.
Yeah. Oh,
now who found her?
In the whole wide world.
I found Leah. As a matter of fact, Barry Hankerson, my manager, who's her uncle, told me to go up to Detroit and hear her sing. Once I got up to Detroit, I didn't have to hear her sing because she was glowing. I knew she had it. As soon as she started singing, that verified it. And from there, we became here, and everything's all good.
Right. Is Aaliyah your real name?
Aaliyah is my real name.
It's very unique. It's nice, though.
I think it's Muslim Arabic.
Oh, all right. Does it, I mean, do you know the meaning, or does it have a meaning?
It means the highest, most exalted one, the best.
All right. Here we go. Let everybody know. Say it one more time so we make sure we hit this.
The highest, most exalted one, right?
The best.
The best.
Right.
Get it, y'all. Now, what does everybody call you? I know your name is Robert, but do they say, yo, Art, yo, Kelly, yo, Robert, yo?
Kelly, some call me Ark. Mm-hmm. You know, making a mistake. Right, Art. Yeah, but most people who know me call me Rob.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, Aaliyah, I know you're a straight A student. How do you mix with, studies and / artists?
Well, it was very hard to intertwine school with a career, but I do feel that education is number one. Cool. So I work hard at that, and I go to performing arts school, so they're very helpful. They've been very cooperative with me. DSA, everybody knows that's right. And my parents work with me, so they help me keep my grades up.
What do your parents think about your career?
They're very happy for me that, I finally got where I wanted to get. I've been working very hard, and they've been a great support since I was a little thing. Used to run around and sing, and they've helped me. They've developed me.
Now, how do people around you act? I mean, you know how people say you've changed, and it's usually not you who've changed, but the people around you. Do you feel that kind of vibe going on?
Well, my friends at school, they've been supportive. They don't think I've changed any. They're the same. I'm the same. We're all the same.
That's cool, man.
Now, how is he to work with?
Rob is great to work with because really it's not like we work because we're like really close. So it's like just fun, really. We just hang out, sing.
I don't ever remember working.
Yeah, it's just like fun.
It seems like you had a lot of fun recording your album, but is there any song on the album that is your baby that you like more than others?
At Your Best.
At Your Best.
At Your Best, Your Love.
And that's what we're going to peek at today, right?
That's right.
Why that song?
Because I love the Isley Brothers. And I really admire them. They're very unique. Their sound is very unique. You can tell the Isley Brothers song right off. And when he brought it to me, I just fell in love with it from the first time. So that's why I love it.
Where'd the title of the album come from?
She's running around the studio one day with her friends, talking a lot of smack. Talking about age ain't nothing but a number, girl. I was like, what you trying to say? But immediately I heard the song, and I said, I called her back 15 minutes later, told her, check this out. So we cut the track right then and there.
And for the record, you are how old?
That's a secret.
Women doesn't disclose her age.
Keeping it under wraps.
That's right.
Let's also not forget that Rihanna was only 16 when she signed with Jay Z. He basically threatened her life if she didn't sign.
So tell me about your audition with Jay Z. Tell me what he said to you. A really good audition. Yeah. But before I met him, I was so nervous. I was shaking literally. But the moment I walked into the office, the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming. And you had to sing a cappella for him? Yes, I had to sing. I sang Pon de Replay. I sang another ballad from the album last time. So then what did he say to you? He said something to you. Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief. But then he said something about a window and a door. Oh, then he said, he did it whole I did a lot of homework on you this lady. He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor. So you was like, where's the pen? Here's the paper. I'm signing. Yeah. And I'm sure working with Jay Z, you've met Beyonce. That's right. How was it like meeting her? I could not speak. Really? Really. That's someone I really looked up to for a long time. And it was after one of my showcases, and he was introducing me to everyone from the label. Then he finally said, okay, one more person. And there she was. And I could not speak. And she gave you some advice. Yes, she did. She just told me to, when I get on stage, let loose, have fun, and be in control. Yeah, and don't be afraid to let it go. No. Because, she'd be like, what? You know how she does it. But we're going to be hooking up the whole audience with your CD. Oh, thank you! Thank my guests for coming out here today and all of my dancers for grooving and shaking.
Let's talk about Rihanna, the diva Rihanna. She's from Barbados?
Yeah.
She's Bayesian. Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She has a song right now, and it's I wouldn't say massive because of her roots, but she has this outrageous song called Pon de Replay. And he played that song for me, and I was scared. I was like, that song is too big for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, a new artist, when a song is that big, it's it's hard to come back from. And I don't sign songs. I sign artists.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Why don't you break down the difference between that? Because, the viewing public might not understand that.
Some people chase the hot song for a minute, and then they sign, based on the song. I want to sign it based on an artist, based on, or based on the swagger, based on the level of talent, based on the writing, So I was a little reluctant when I first heard the song, and then, he kept going, Jay Brown, he kept being persistent. I was like, bring her by. And when she walked in our office, I was like, she just it was just something about her. It was just, she had this, it was just something about her. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Then, we sat down and we talked, and they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed her that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
To 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 in the morning.
Wow.
That day, I was absolutely certain.
How often does that happen? I mean, that's
not often.
That's unheard of, right?
That's not, yeah. I mean, to get lawyers to draft up contracts and then the other side to agree to contracts in 10 hours that's retarded.
Now, what would her market be? I mean, you know, I know Sean Paul, you know, started the resurgence, of, you know, of reggae or dancehall music on a global level.
See, the thing is, it'll appeal to everyone because she's not really like just a specific dancehall artist. You know, her roots and her culture comes through when she's singing, but she's really like an R&B artist. With an outstanding voice. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to get her caught up in that trick bag, but at the same time, I don't want her to ignore her roots. So she's not like chatting or anything. Like she sings. It's just that her roots come through and her culture come through in her music.
Okay. Did she actually do an audition for you? Like she dance and sing?
Yeah.
How did that go? What did she do?
She was just starting her moves out. She didn't have all her moves together, but the way she moves, like it was natural. It wasn't counting. It wasn't like 1, 2, 3, 4. It wasn't systematic. Like if you look at some videos, you could look and you'll see people counting while they're dancing. You know, 1, 2, 3. It wasn't none of that. It was all natural. So I was like, okay, even if she don't know the routine, she can be taught the routine because she has it naturally.
What else are all these young stars forced to do under threats of fatal harm and or in exchange for being able to pursue their passion? Is that why Justin Bieber has remained silent on the situation? And his involvement with Diddy, Usher, and who knows who else he was allegedly served to? Were Aaliyah and Tupac a warning shot, so to speak? Part of how Diddy was able to manipulate and keep a stronghold on his artists and business partners?
We look at death from a selfish side, like, you know, that guy died, oh, it's so sad. Why is it sad? He's away from all of this bad stuff that's here on earth. I mean, at the worst, he's just somewhere quiet, nothing. At best, he's an angel, or he's at the next existence, or he's a spirit somewhere, you know. What is so bad about that?
Whether Diddy was involved in these and other BIG tragedies or not, there were enough rumors that he could leverage.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Pac? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
There were way too many suspicious and untimely deaths surrounding Diddy and associates to be a coincidence, though, in my opinion.
And crucially, was the pilot capable of flying? It's emerged he wasn't licensed for that type of aircraft and was also under investigation for drugs offenses.
It did come as a shock. It's a pretty hard one to swallow, especially the way that she went, because there's so many ways that you can die, you know, and that's a pretty tragic way to go, you know, wow.
Tupac, Biggie, Aaliyah, Kobe Bryant, only a month after attending his first Diddy party. The mother of his children, Kim Porter, after allegedly discovering tapes of Diddy and various celebrity minors. It was ruled as pneumonia. Brittany Murphy, following her relationship with Ashton Kutcher, and coming into contact with a border crossing agent who noticed a serious discrepancy and became a whistleblower. Also ruled as pneumonia, and only 5 short months after she passed, her then husband Simon Monjack passed of the same causes. Aaron Carter's passing seemed to have some connections to Diddy as well. He began heavily self-medicating after attending a Diddy party in 2010. Liam Payne's death shared elements of the Diddy lawsuits, including pink cocaine being found in his system, which was the narc cocktail that Diddy was known to dispense at his parties to willing and not so willing participants. DJ Twitch boss, Anne Heche, the 9 college students at CCNY who were trampled when the venue ignored maximum capacity limits and oversold the tickets, very early in Diddy's career. This was perhaps more so a freak accident, but was still worth noting. There are probably even more, but that's enough to see a pattern. Some people also theorize that Al B. Sure, Wendy Williams, and Jamie Foxx's strange and mysterious illnesses have something to do with Diddy as well.
Heartbreaking news. Wendy Williams is being described as permanently incapacitated due to her battle with dementia and aphasia. Her guardian, attorney Sabrina Morrissey, made the disturbing revelation in court filings. Wendy was last seen in public at a holistic store back in August, taking a photo with a fan in New Jersey. The former talk show host was also the subject of a Lifetime documentary that was criticized for showing Wendy at her lowest, looking out of it, and perhaps not fully aware of what was going on.
We all make choices in life. We all go through our challenges.
Wendy Williams was diagnosed with aphasia and frontotemporal dementia in May of last year.
Jamie Foxx just recently said that P Diddy poisoned him, and that's why he got that stroke. He talked about it on stage. He talked about it on his Netflix special. Rogan went on to say, quote, "Bro, I think there was some crazy stuff going on. I think murders, alleged murders, a bunch of people got pneumonia, a bunch of convenient people died of pneumonia." Mark Normand also chimed in, saying, quote, "Jamie Foxx said I didn't have a heart attack because of the vaccine. It was Diddy shutting me up."
I'm sure there's a lot more connections to be made and truths to be revealed in the nearest of futures.
This is Beyonce. Now tell me about getting over the stage fright. I mean, how did this go from having fun and singing for a few people to where, I mean, you're going to go out there and you're going to try to make it big?
Well, I guess if we keep on practicing and we keep on performing, every time we get better and the stage fright just fades away.
I'll be doing my best to stay ahead of it all. But I do also have a handful of longer form, Robert Caro-esque type deep dive videos underway, so stay tuned for that. Not sure if the Brittany Murphy saga or my JonBenet Ramsey breakdown / theory video regarding the lesser known details about her essay will be done first. I have other long form documentaries that have been years in the making now too, including the next parts for Drew Barrymore. I kind of just align with the shine and see where the rabbit holes take me. Some seem never ending, so I apologize for those who have been long awaiting the next parts to certain videos. But all the details matter when it comes to the bigger picture, and I can't leave any stones unturned. Big thanks to all those who stayed to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip side.